Welcome back, Pride family. What I bring to you today is the most versatile one-size-fits-all max elemental DPS build in the game right now. If you watch the video and you disagree with me and you have some tips that I can do to help improve this build or maybe even a better build, let me know in the comments below. Let's remember to keep on helping each other, because that is just what we do here as a Pride. Guys, hit that like button, it'll help me out so much. And hit that sub and bell button if you consider joining the Pride and being a part of this family. And with that being said, let's get into the video, and thanks for showing up. Alright everybody, so here is our mixed armor set that lays the foundation for our max element DPS one size fits all build. Keep in mind that I don't have decorations in right now. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with decorations after, but especially for you newer hunters out there, I want to make sure that I show you guys why you add the decorations that you do to make this set work. So let's go to our equipment info, and we're going to be using a Thunder Element build today, using the dual blades from Zenogre, the Despots Blitz, which are my favorite weapons for one of my favorite weapons for the dual blades in the series. So it gives us blue sharpness, and keep in mind that I use a ramp up skill to further increase the Thunder Element attack to bring us to a 31 element. Now let's go down to the helmet. The Alucanth Vertex S, the helmet, will give us critical element. Why is that important? Well, what critical element does is for every critical hit, you get 5% extra damage per level. Keep in mind that this gives us level 2. So as of right now, with the helmet alone, every time we land a critical hit, we're going to get 10% extra element damage. Let's go down to the Alucanth Thorax, which gives us a couple things. It gives us critical element 1 and critical eye 2. These come together very, very well. So critical element 1 is going to max out the critical element skill and push it to level 3, so that we're going to get 15% extra element damage, which is fantastic. Critical eye level 2 is going to increase our affinity by 10%, which is good, because for those of you who don't know, affinity is your chances of landing a critical hit. So next we have the Ragna Arm Guards. Now I love this piece of armor because it can go into almost any dual blade build because it gives you that stamina support. And you know that with dual blades you're constantly managing your stamina. So which stamina skills does it give us? It gives us Constitution level 2, which reduces stamina depletion for when evading, blocking, or doing certain other actions. This is really good because this means that when you're dashing around in demon mode, you're going to do 20% less stamina consumption per dash. And it gives you Stamina Surge. It'll speed up your stamina recovery by 10%. This means that when you leave demon mode, you're going to recover 10% faster to go right back in. And that couples really well with the Nargacuga Coil. The Nargacuga Coil is also amazing for dual blades because it gives you level 2 evade extender, which will increase your evade distance, meaning it'll increase your dashes that you can quickly do in demon mode, and that lets you cross the field extremely quickly. And it comes with one more level of critical eye to increase our affinity that much more. Remember, we need as much affinity as possible in order to land as many critical hits as we can. And by activating those critical hits, we're going to be increasing our elemental damage as well. And for the last piece of armor, we have the Kadachi Greaves, which gives us yet another level of Constitution and 2 more levels of critical eye for affinity. And of course, I have the Demon Pedalist on because why not have more damage? And last but not least, we have our Talisman. Here I'm using a Fatal Tempest Talisman, and it comes with Weakness Exploit level 1. I wasn't lucky enough to get Weakness Exploit level 2. And for those of you who don't know, this is basically your favorite skill in the game right now as a whole. And it increases the attack that hit weak spots by 15% affinity, as long as it's a weak spot. So if it's a gray number, you're not getting this 50% extra affinity, but if it's a weak spot, you are. Now let's get into the decoration segment of the video. Keep in mind everyone that the slot levels that you have on your armor matters just as much as the skills that the armor comes with. So we have a level 2 for the Despots Blitz, we have a level 1 for the head, a level 1 for the chest, a level 2 for the arms, a level 2 for the coil, and for the Kadachi Greaves, which is really good, we have a level 2 and a level 1 slot. For the Fatal Tempest, we have also a level 2 and level 1 slot. So to finish off my Thunder Element build, we're going to put one more level of Critical Eye with the Expert Jewel to get it to level 6 out of 7. On the head, we're going to put a bolt jewel. Keep in mind that for every element, it maxes up to level 5. Because none of our armor pieces give us any thunder element, this is good. This is what makes it a one size fits all, because we're going to have enough space to put in 5 elemental jewels to max out our element of choice. We're going to put another bolt jewel on the chest for a level 2, on the Ragnar arm guards. Now here I like to put 1 extra stamina ability. So we could put the physique jewel, which is constitution, and put that up to 40% stamina depletion, but I'm gonna go ahead for fun and put on the sprinter jewel, which will slow down stamina depletion for actions which continuously drain stamina. This means that when you're in demon mode and your stamina bar is naturally going down more quickly, you're going to be losing stamina 15% slower so that you can stay in demon mode that much longer. So I'm gonna put that on, but this is a slot that you can do whatever you want with. You know, you guys can get a little creative here. For the Narcococo Coil, I'm going to add an Evade Extender because I like to have Evade Extender max out to level 3. I like to dash as far across the screen as possible, but again, level 2 is more than enough. You guys don't have to add this here if you don't want to. And for the Kadachi Greaves, we're going to put 1 more Critical Eye to max out the Critical Eye skill and give us that big juicy 40% affinity. And I'm going to put another Bolt Jewel right here. And for the Fatal Tempest Talisman, we're going to use the level 2 slot and the level 1 slot so that we can max out our Thunder attack completely. This is going to give us our completed build. So now let's just give it one more final quick overview. We have Critical Eye level 7, which is great because our weapon currently has 0% affinity and we've maxed it out to give it an extra 40% affinity. This is going to couple well with our Weakness Exploit level 1, which gives us 50% on weak spots. So now every time you hit a weak spot, you have 55% affinity. Now you would probably want more in another weapon, but it works just fine with the dual blades because you're attacking so often and so quickly that every other hit being a crit is actually fantastic. The higher you get, the better. Again, if you manage to get a level 2 Weakness Exploit Charm, you can push the build even farther. And because we're getting these critical hits every 2 hits, every 2 swings, we are going to increase our elemental damage by 15% every 2 swings. And we already have our element maxed out and an additional 20% plus 4 as it is. This is what makes this build so amazing and a one size fits all, because if you wanted to use a different element, all you have to do is change the weapon and change the slots. Now what you can do is use different armor pieces that come with different element attack up already, but what I wanted to do was streamline that experience and just give you guys a bunch of supportive skills in the armor pieces and allow you to just have the versatility to change your element build whenever you want it, and that is exactly what this build does. So let's put it all together. You'll notice that I'm using Feral Demon Mode. If you'd like to know why, then check out my last video where I go into detail of why Feral Demon Mode makes Demon Mode obsolete. Pay attention to the fact that we're having our 15% stamina degradation going on. It's going down 50% slower, and look how much we can dash all around the map and how quickly we can do it thanks to our Constitution 30%. You can raise that higher, but I think 30% is a nice sweet spot to give you room to have a little fun with the other skills as well. And when you go to attack the actual monster, you'll see those red slashes that just came out. Those big red animations, those are our critical hits. That means that every time that these red slashes come out, look how many of them there are, we are getting our element plus 15% on top of the fact that we maxed out our element. So let me show you guys, just like what I mentioned before. Let's say I want to fight a monster that's not weak to thunder. I want to fight a monster that's weak to water. Only thing I have to do is use a different weapon and change the decorations in the slots. You'll see here I have the Almudron weapons now, and it's the same thing. This is the same exact build. The only difference in this weapon is that instead of having 5 slots for thunder, I just replace it with 5 slots for water. And with that, guys, we've reached the end of the video. I just want you guys to know that when I make these build videos, it's not going to be about what's optimal for speedrunners. I want to make as many really fun and creative builds that I can so that we can, as a community, continue to have a good time. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it and what kind of builds are you running. give me some ideas on things that I could do for the future. With that being said, guys, thanks for stopping by, and never forget, wear your crown and live your roar. Later.